and he's going to talk about democratizing entrepreneurship through real estate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. So, sorry. The first thing I feel compelled to say is that Jeff is not a real estate company. So what am I doing here? So we are a company. We are a franchise retail. But recently this year we launched a real estate program that is going to help us fulfill our mission. So first, let me introduce quickly the company, what we do and how we do it. And second, I'll discuss our real estate program and what has more to do with, obviously, the property portal watch. So let me start with the company. Jeff is trying to give solution to two different problems, one for entrepreneurs and one for customers. We have entrepreneurs that they want to start business, but they lack the knowledge and the brand or reputation to do it. And then we have the final customers that they want a convenience solution to cover the day-to-day needs. So in Jeff, what we offer the entrepreneurs is what we call a business-in-a-box solution, where we provide the brand, the know-how, and the technology to make very easy run a business. And for the final customers, we are providing the first omni-channel ecosystem to cover the day-to-day needs. So I'll start with our solution for entrepreneurs, and then I'll come back to what we offer the final customers. So what is business in a box? So a business in a box is a system of solutions that we have created to provide entrepreneurs with everything they need to run their business and achieve their goals, all backed up with a layer of technology that is going to make very easy run this business despite their initial lack of knowledge. Sorry. So how does that solution look like? So there is an amount of data, not only the data that is provided by the entrepreneur business, okay? So we control the income, the costs that the entrepreneur has in the franchise, but also marketing information, benchmarking, location intelligence information. Then we analyze all that data using predictive algorithms, and in the end, we identify where are the rooms for improvement when running that business in order to make recommendations for the entrepreneur so they can actually tackle those improvement needs. Those type of recommendations could be just log into our Jeff Academy platform where they can, for example, do an online course on refreshing operational concepts, or maybe just go into the Jeff Marketplace and find a provider that gives better pricing for some of the supplies, or getting an easy way of setting up a marketing campaign in order to retain customers or to gain new customers. And this a couple more specific examples of how our AI Jeff Advisor works. For example, after the analysis, we identify that the quality rating is lower than expected is due to the fact that the logistic data, so the logistic team, so the guys that go and pick up your laundry and deliver your laundry are not performing well, and that's affecting your retention. So then you get a recommendation, which is, okay, let's get on a specific training for those guys, and let's remind them how they should do their work. And then a link to the Jeff Academy to run that course. Another example, we are analyzing, we are in month 4 after opening the business, and your retention is lower than expected in order to reach break-even when you are expecting to reach break-even. So then there is a recommended action by the system. Let's reactivate your customer base and let's run a marketing campaign. And then there is a link to our chatbot where it's very easy to launch that marketing campaign. Okay? So let's go back to what we offer the final customers. Right now, currently, we have 5 different verticals, all related to the day-to-day needs. So we have Mr. Jeff, this is our how we started, it's the laundry service. We have a fitness boutique. We have co-working, Jeff Works. We have Beauty Jeff, which is a co-working but for beauty specialists, where so the entrepreneur is renting facilities to hairdressers and manicure stylists. And then we have finally the cafe, which is just coffee to take away. It's not to sit down, but to take away. So we have those 5 verticals, and you can access all of them from our app, where the final customer from there, can program where his land is going to be picked up, or he can reserve a spot with your favorite Pilates trainer at his best convenience. Our vision, it is being able to provide the final customers with this type of journey where you wake up and then on your way to in your way to the co-working, you stop by to grab a coffee at Coffee Jeff. Then you make a small stop in the middle of the day to make some training in our fitness. Then you come back home and then your laundry is delivered to you clean and tidy. And finally, just you book some time at the Beauty Jeff to get ready for going partying, for example. Okay? So now that we have a better understanding of what we do, what Jeff does, let me just speak about the real estate program. After 6 years running the company, we identify what is the best profile of the operators, of the franchisees that get the better performance. They're looking for self-employment. They are looking for getting enough income to have a decent quality of life, but usually they don't have enough savings to launch a typical franchise. You have in the middle typical costs, the initial investment that you need to open one of those franchises, which may be competitors in the different verticals. And we want to tackle that problem. We want to reach those entrepreneurs that they are very good operators, but they don't have the savings. And how can we do that? So we are going to lean on 2 different areas. The first one is the real estate program, since refurbishing the locations is one of the main costs that the entrepreneurs have when they open a new business. We are going to tackle that problem, and we'll see how. And then we have also Jeff Capital, which is we are going to finance the first efforts in marketing that the entrepreneurs have to do in order for them to start their business with enough customers. Okay, so let me talk about the real estate program. How does it work? So it's a partnership between 3 parts. Then we have the real estate partner, we have Jeff, and we have the entrepreneurs. So the main task of the real estate partner, it is to find the location using our location intelligence data. Obviously, after 6 years, we know what are the parameters that we need in order to make sure that a laundry works or a fitness works. Then they acquire and refurbish those locations, and finally leases them to Jeff. Then Jeff, on the meantime, has been looking for those passionate entrepreneurs that they are looking for self-employment, and then we sublease those premises that are ready to operate, already refurbished, to the entrepreneurs. Finally, the entrepreneur, the only thing that he needs to do in the end is just to operate the business with our support. All the technology that we offer and obviously personal support. So what are the benefits for each of the parts? The real estate partner, so they can get profitability out of their investments just with one single tenant, which is Jeff, that can offer better guarantees than individuals, obviously, and that can offer long-term contracts. We're talking about 10-year minimum contracts, okay? Then for us, it gives us an opportunity of easily scale and fulfill our mission, which is democratizing entrepreneurship. And in the end, the entrepreneur obviously gets the opportunity of starting a new business at a reduced initial investment. Why we think this is a good investment is just in the last years, single tenant strategies have outperformed other asset classes consistently over time. So this idea of investors just purchasing premises, hundreds of premises, and then rent them only to one single tenant, which is us, over time gives better results than other strategies. Let's see a little bit the economics from the entrepreneur point of view. As I said earlier, we identified that profile of the entrepreneur. He's looking for self-employment, has not much savings, but can provide enough collateral, for example, for a 6-month rent guarantee. On the other side, we have our location intelligence. No? We are not talking about high street premises for our businesses, the type of day-to-day businesses, but they are commercial premises, yeah, in commercial streets. And in the end, when you just work out the P&L, getting how much does the premise cost, how much the rent, the market rent should be, and the entrepreneur profile, in the end, when you get the P&L, the structure ensures that the entrepreneur can employ himself, earning an attractive salary, so he has no reason to leave, and he has no reason to stop working with us. Second, what I was discussing about the single tenant strategy, So we are comparing here what would be just purchasing local premises traditionally just to rent them to individuals versus just rent them with this single tenant strategy. So obviously the purchase cost is the same. You get a higher setup cost because you need to refurbish the premises following our business lines. So when a customer gets into a Mr. Jeff in every country in the world, they get the same experience. But on the other hand, you get 0% idle time, long-term contracts, a good profitability ensured over a long-term contract, as I say, and in the end, higher returns. And lastly, the acquisition profile. So here, in the end, once you get insured a profitability from Jeff through a long-term contract, if you leverage your acquisition through debt, you get better finance and results, okay? So we are talking about returns, sorry, there is a typo on the 2 times 2 on the top, but we are talking about a return twice as much of what you invested, okay? So independently of the different exit cap rates that you can see here, always the investment, it's a good investment. So this is not new, this is not something that we invented. Globo has already last year got into a partnership with Stoneweg. So Stoneweg has agreed to invest 100 million to purchase dark stores in 4 key markets for them, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Romania. And actually that's what we already did here in Spain with Adequa Real Estate. So we got into an agreement to, over the next years, invest 150 million. But obviously this model can be expanded to any of the 40 countries that we are present, and that's actually what we are trying to achieve now. We are in conversations with similar companies to real estate partners in Latin America, which is one of our strongest markets, particularly Chile, Mexico, and Peru. And our idea is 2023, starting in 3 new markets with this model, this real estate program, and then increase over time in the different markets. So thank you very much for your attention.
Ignacio, thanks for that. Questions are open from the audience. I've got some questions, though, around this. Let's go through the sourcing of real estate, because at the end of the day, you're helping put the right person into the right real estate in the right location. But you've got, how do you make sure it's the right location? What's your use of data?
Yes. So mainly, so we are working with location intelligence providers. So we have the data of our stores, the ones that we've been running for the last 6 years. That paired with the location data that these providers have in demographics, socioeconomics, points of interest, competitors, attractors. Then we build predictive models that are going to allow us to identify when a location is going to be a good location or a bad location. Because in the end, we have a good location, we analyze what is in the nearby, and then we just try to replicate that everywhere else.
And it's a good location based on the business that's going to go into the...
Correct.
Right, and that can change dramatically. You can't just put another business in there.
Correct. So it's independently vertical. So each vertical has their own map of potential locations in each of the cities that we are.
Okay.
We want to be present.
So it's, what happens to the lease contract? Because I think the next logical question is if the entrepreneur sucks and hasn't run the business, right?
So no, that's a fair question. That's a fair question.
All these cases are really built on someone actually being good at doing the job.
Yes. So one of the main concerns actually of the real estate partners are actually that. So the thing is, for the investor, the lease is with us, it's with Jeff. So if the entrepreneur sucks, still Jeff is paying the rent.
Yes.
So it's in our interest to make sure that we identify the right profile. That's the part of after 6 years. That's what I made an emphasis on. We identify what is the right entrepreneur and the right profile. And there are plenty of them. The problem is we at the beginning, we started to get approached by people that have some savings, but they are not good operators. They just want to make a small investment. Yeah. And in retail, you need to be on top of the business all the time to make it successful. That's why self-employment people usually perform better. But that's the kind of profile that doesn't have the savings. So for the investor, is the safety of us paying the rent no matter what. On the other hand, for us, is that we learned already and we have processes in place. Obviously, there are guarantees in place, both from part of Jeff to the investor, and we demand more guarantees also for the entrepreneurs, but that's it.
Okay, but there are two sources of failure. One has to be bad entrepreneur but good location.
Yes.
The other one is good entrepreneur but bad location.
That's with this real estate program. That second part we don't think is that it shouldn't happen. That's why we are here in Spain, for example, we are partnering with GeoLink, which is the location intelligence provider. That we make sure that there is too much information and too much math involved in those predictive algorithms to make sure that the location that we purchase is the right location. Because if not, the investor wouldn't be interested in adding that asset to their wallet, right?
Okay.
So.
Now, then, last question I've got. The world's going through a bit of a crappy time. Mm-hmm. Inflation's going up, potential recession. How interest rates are going in the wrong direction and so on. How does this impact your business?
So when it comes to the pool of entrepreneurs, it's actually good because there is more people willing to get that leap and get into entrepreneurship. When it comes to the numbers that we get into the investors, at this point we haven't seen any impact because what I said, our P&L is just it has a large gap enough to still have some room for sucking the impact of getting higher interest rates. Right?
Okay, excellent. Ignacio, thank you very much for talking about what Jeff does.
Thank you.
What I like is I like these sort of presentations to get to learn something new.